Hello guys, I am Mr. Silk. I want to welcome you to my mini course in dating and attracting women. I've earned 2 master degrees in human behavioral science and communication. And what I've done is that I've been taking the best part from academic science in behaviorism and communication and apply that practically in the area of dating and social settings. This makes the Silk method very scientifically backed. I'm a strong believer in science as a foundation of any method. And with the Silk method, we only focuses on scientifically proven methods. They're going to ensure any of our future clients to evolve with time. So let's get into the foundation of the course. And the foundation is attraction. In order to be able to build relationships with women you find attractive, we have to be able to create attraction first. Without attraction and sexual attraction, relationships are basically impossible to build. And if someone would succeed with building relationships without the attraction part, well, the foundation of that relationship is not really romantic. It might be other reasons then. But if we want to have romantic relationships with attractive, beautiful women, we need to be able to evoke the attraction emotions in women in order to make something happen. So let's now talk about what attraction actually is. What is attraction? Well, when someone feels attraction towards someone, the brain is behaving in a certain way. The brain releases neurotransmitters that is linked to attraction, sexual attraction, bonding, and falling in love, and also love itself. So let's start with men. How can men feel attraction towards a woman? Well, men are very visual based. So when we as men see someone who is beautiful, attractive, we get these spikes of neurotransmitters instantly released in our brain, and it makes us feel super attracted to that beautiful woman instantly. So women being attractive triggers main neurotransmitters release, and we feel all those mixed feelings of attractions. I'm talking about basically loving her, falling in love with her, being sexually drawn to her, and just a general attraction around her. We feel all that instantly. So how is it for women? Do they work in the same way? Well, no. They don't work in the same way. Men and women are different in that sense. If women have those neurotransmitters in her brain, she will feel the same. But if she look at someone that is handsome and it looks like this guy has some sort of a status and some sort of wealth, can we replicate the feelings in her then? No, we can't. There's been a lot of studies made where scientists actually measured the releases of neurotransmitters when men saw beautiful women and when women saw beautiful men. When women saw beautiful men, they didn't got any spike of neurotransmitters. The only thing that happened in those studies, robust studies, was a small release of dopamine, which means, or it is an indicator of that particular woman being interested to learn something more about that guy, nothing more. She was not open to be physical with him. She was not open for anything. Only a small indicator of interest to learn more about him. That's pretty much it. So if we just start from there, does that mean that men's attractiveness level in terms of physical doesn't matter? Well, to a certain extent, physical attractiveness for men still matters for women, but in a lot less degree than what most men think. So this is based on my experience. Being an average looking man, a decent looking average man with an average income and basically an average life is good enough. You don't need much more than that. So in terms of passive value and your own physical attractiveness, if you are an average man that take care of your hygiene, you're good enough. You're good to go for basically most of the women. As a rule, I'm not talking about women that belong to the exception of the rule. We're talking about the rule itself. you will be enough. Now it's much more about your ability to make her feel good when she's with you, when she's interacting with you. That is much more important. And that leads to another study made by Harvard University. They made a big study about this part. Other universities have also done a lot of similar studies showing the same result. But I want to refer to the Harvard study that I find exceptionally interesting. So what they did in that Harvard study was to measure the neurotransmitter release and the brain activity in female brains in conversations. So they divided those conversations into two parts. One was when women were listening, and one was when women were talking. So if we go to look at when women were listening, not much happened. Women were listening to someone who told them a great story, a great storyteller. They were listening to a great comedian, someone who was very good at humor. And they were also looking at people that were good performers, performing something extraordinary. The level of brain activity in female brains was quite limited. Only a small amount of dopamine was released, which was an indicator of her being entertained or interested to learn a little bit more about a specific person, a specific man. That's it. Almost similar to when women looked at handsome, beautiful men. But now let's go to the other part, when she was talking. So when an expert in questions asked women a series of questions that led conversations into depth, that is when they saw something extraordinary happen in female brains. When women start talking about themselves in depth, or what they think about things in depth, that is when they saw the same neurotransmitters linked to attraction, sexual attraction, bonding, falling in love, and love itself, same as what men felt when they saw beautiful women, actually happen in women's brain when they were talking about themselves and what they think about things. Isn't that amazing? Finally, we're getting somewhere. Finally, we could find a way that are similar to how we feel attraction as men. So based on that, interpersonal communication is the key to get women into that attractiveness state. So basically, if you want to be good with women and you want to trigger and spark attraction within them connected with you, you have to learn the art of making them talk. And you are doing that by learning effective communication. It's basically interpersonal communication you have to learn in order to be able to pull that off. So let's go into the area of effective communication.